Well, here's what we're going to do today. Something a little different. Usually I don't do much with tillage or fitting ground or anything like that, but Andrew just left with the 9620 and the other Terra Disc, and we're going to run the 9560 today with the older Terra Disc. This ended up getting new iron put onto it here about a month or so ago. So we got all new iron and all new hardware. So what we're going to do is we are going to fit up ground that we're going to seed down. We're going to seed down all of the ground that we had wheat on. We got done with third cutting here the other day. Covered the pile here yesterday, and it rained a little bit this morning, but things are dried off pretty good, so that'll allow us to do some tillage work. We did a little bit of chisel plowing, not much. We chisel plowed where they were set up with a frac tank and the heavily traveled areas, and then you've seen the girls doing some chisel plowing here a couple weeks ago. The 9620 and the 8360, we're just retraining that ground because we used to farm it north and south, and now we're farming it east and west. So that's the third cutting pile there, second alongside it, and then second cutting from last year in the other pile. So we'll go ahead and get to the field. We've got Andrew, he's out ahead of us with the 9620 and the other Terra Disc. He's headed to the farm that's some 18 miles away. He's going to start fitting there. And then the farm we're going to is what we seeded this spring. And we had a wet hole on one end of the field that we couldn't plant. So we're going to till that up, get that finished off, and then we can patch in that one area. We're going to have to disc up some of the ground that's already planted just so that we can till everything up correctly. So we'll join up with you guys when we get there, and we'll wear off all this black paint that's on these new discs here. So they should cut pretty good, and with the added moisture that we've got, we should be able to get things fit up pretty good. So we'll join up with you when we get to the field here. That fourth cutting growing back pretty good. We had like 3.5 inches of rain a week ago, and we took this hay off 10 days ago, so the regrowth on that is pretty good. So catch you guys at the field. Well, we're just getting unfolded, and we ended up seeding this down here this spring, and we've got a spot right to our right and then another spot down there a ways that was real wet and we could not seed it down. So we're going to till this up. It's going to make this whole headland a little ugly, but it is what it is. So we'll go ahead and get it ripped up here so that we can seed it. We'll have to hit it a couple of times. Alright, we'll hit this one more time. We got this all knocked down, and we've got some stone to pick off of it. We'll let it dry out, and then we'll be able to seed it and then run the roller over it. one side, you'll see up here the grass was standing pretty tall. We were able to chop right through that. And got it cleaned up pretty good. So it's right on the right hand side, which is your guys' left. Down through this edge here it was. Tall with some weeds. So in and out and around, and we'll be all set here. But we do have a handful of stones to pick up. And get them cleaned up and out of here. That's pretty good. It's a little moist right now because of the amount of rain that we have gotten here in the last week or so. Pretty good stone right there. Go right over the top of that guy. So we needed the moisture anyways to be able to get this chopped up. So that's pretty good there now. We'll just make our way to the road. We put the packers down in the back. That raises the discs up. We've knocked the hay down a little bit, but we'll just kind of tickle that with the grain drill. And it'll all be good. Alright, let's fold up and get out of here. Make sure that rock falls off the frame. There it goes. Yeah, we got another one caught. Get in that one disc right there. We'll have to see if we can't get that out. I don't have a hammer in here. Andrew's got one though. So here we are. We have about 80 acres here. The field that Andrew's in has, I don't know, maybe that's like 40 acres or something like that. I called him on our way to this field. I asked him how he was making out. He was doing pretty good there. I asked him if he wanted me to go over there. He said no. So we've got about 25 acres in this area here to do. There's another 30 some acres up the road. So we're probably gonna see him. I don't know if we'll see him here on this farm or if we'll see him just up the road there. But this part of this was chisel plowed, this field, and I think the next one, the other two aren't. We had these chisel plowed because of the amount of truck traffic and grain buggy traffic and whatever that we had coming in and out of off the road here. So get the wheels down. So what we need to do, we have this set up for being as aggressive as it can be. So what we're going to be doing is a single pass over on those fields over there, and then once we get back to these two here that were chisel plowed, we'll have to change our settings on the disc here. So we'll go ahead, we'll get over there, we'll do this single pass ground over there, change the tool, and then we'll fit this up here. Alright, we have one more pass down through this field here on the ground that hasn't been chisel plowed. Then them other two strips have been chisel plowed, and we'll get into those, get those knocked down. Andrew called. He is on that farm that's just a couple miles from here, and we'll meet up with each other towards the tail end of getting this farm done. It's raining off to the south and east of us. However, it's not raining here. The leaves are flipped up like it could start raining at any time. But we're just going to keep on keeping on here. So one more pass down through, and then we can move on yonder to get over into those other fields. There's not too many stones here, but we'll end up coming into here and picking the stones off of this. Then we'll come in and we'll just knock the stone picking tracks down and roll it, and then seed it, and then roll it after we seed it down. So this is fitted up pretty good. The moisture of the soil is just right. Had we not gotten any rain prior to doing this, we would probably see different conditions here. But this is fitted up pretty good. So we will go ahead and make our way over into those other two strips. Now we are going across this ground with a second pass. Oh, we're power hopping quite a bit. This tractor just does not have the weight to it. Oh, get shifted down here. Yeah. Doesn't have the weight to it that 9620 has. And it is not ballasted correctly, and boy, it gets a power hopping. It's got plenty of tire on it. However, it's not balanced out too well as far as how it is ballasted and weighted down. Now, I got ridiculed for the amount of weight that we put on the 9620. That don't power hop. That don't power hop at all. Now it does have the suspended front axle, which that might have something to do with it, but the ballast sure does. Oh, I got a little skipper here. Just remembered I had this. So we'll get moved over into them other fields. Alright, we just rolled into this field here that was already chisel plowed. So we do not need to be as aggressive with the discs. So we flipped the lever on the back of that one control panel, or that one panel that has those gauges on it. And I don't know if you can see the wing tires moving, but we set that so we can put those down, and then we're going to flip a bunch of cylinder stops down into place. I already cranked the handle here so that we could have the road transport tires do what they need to do. So we cranked that up to 3. We're going to go ahead and put 3 shims in. There are 3 cylinder stops. We're going to put 3 on the wheels, and then 3 in on the Packer cylinders. There's 6 of those cylinders, and what you need to do, you need to match everything accordingly. The wheels have to match the Packers. So we'll go ahead and get things adjusted up here. We have a fair amount of paint that has now wore off of the discs, but not all that much. So we'll go ahead and get these in. So you just pull this pin here out, put the appropriate shim in, and then you put your pin back in there, and that's how that is done. And then the same thing with these guys here. You just pull this guy up. I'll have to get a bar underneath that. This pin is a little rusted up, so let's go ahead and get after it. Alright, we've got everything adjusted. Now we just need to pick our wheels back up. That's got the shim in there. We gotta go back to the tower here where it's got these different ball valves. Switch that from the wheels to the packers. Now that selective control valve will control the up and down movement of the packers. See? All right, we'll get moving here. We're probably still a little more aggressive than we need to be, but yeah, we probably could have put 6 of those shims in, but we'll go ahead and get after it here. I don't know when we're gonna see the rain, so we got to get our ground speed up. We're only going 5 miles an hour. Make sure we don't hit any trees on the edge of the field. We don't want to do that. So, all right. are just getting done with this field. Andrew still has a little bit left to do, a couple miles to the west of here. However, we're not going to meet up with each other to finish this other field. We're actually going to get a ride out of here and disc this here tomorrow. If we finish that, we're going to end up rolling these machines towards home, and we're 14-15 miles away from home right now, and it gets these discs out of the area. We're not sure what this weather's going to do. We could get a little bit of rain here, and whatever like that. So we're going to, actually they're here right now to pick me up. We're going to park these machines up, and we can come over into this area, pick the stones, and start planting here, and go over this one more time just before the roller rolls in here to roll ahead of the grain drill. Then we won't have to travel back over into this area with the discs. So that will, I guess, do it for this video. I thought we were going to be able to meet up with Andrew and you'd see both of us disking together, but it didn't work out that way. So that'll do her, folks. Take it easy, and we will catch you at the next one.